morning, everyone. Welcome. Our opening words today are "we gather." That's not on. How about that? We gather. We bring our sorrows, our disappointments, our failures. We gather for healing, for laughter, and to rejoice. We gather to find new ways of loving, new ways of thinking, new ways of being. We gather. Yes, always we gather, for it is in gathering that we find our hope.
Good morning. Rainbow Chorus is very happy to be here with you today. I'm recovering from a chest infection, so I'm hoping not to have a coughing fit in the middle of the service. I understand that you know We Shall Be Known, that you have sung that. And we sang this in our concert last term, our last session. And some people in this group actually weren't in the choir then, so are learning it along with you. So what we'll do is we'll sing it all through, just the melody only, and then we'll sing it again. And you sing as you normally would, and we will devolve into harmony. Okay? It'll just happen. I think, yes. Anyone else have goosebumps there? Good morning and welcome. My name is Shauna Murphy, and along with Aspen Heisey, we are your service leaders for this morning. The Unitarian Congregation of Guelph is lay-led, meaning that the services are led by members of the congregation, and each week there's a different speaker or presenter or choir as we explore various topics and themes. We invite you to attend a number of services to have a real sense of what we're all about. This morning, we're thrilled to welcome back the Rainbow Chorus of Waterloo Wellington. We share a special connection with the Rainbow Chorus through longtime UCG member and Rainbow Chorus member Margie Johnson, who passed away last June from ALS. Margie was a dynamite organizer and service leader here at UCG, and she was a major part in bringing the Rainbow Chorus to us a number of times.
She was also our #1 Rainbow Chorus concert ticket hookup. She would always be promoting it. Please raise your hand if you've seen the Rainbow Chorus perform before. All right, so we all know we are in for an incredible treat today. Welcome.
Our Unitarian spiritual community celebrates diversity in many aspects: age, race, neurodiversity, gender, and sexual orientation. Our coming together is on purpose. We are searching for community, connection, truth, and meaning within our complex world. We welcome all who want to join us in this purpose. We are deeply rooted in the Unitarian Universalist principles, which provide a spiritual basis for ethical living. And now I'd like to welcome Jason to do the territorial acknowledgement.
Good morning. What beautiful words and a beautiful song to start with. I am here to give the land acknowledgement. Our first song was about love. Let us think about the love we have for the land, the love which makes our lives possible. I invite you for a moment to close your eyes and bring your presence to the land. The land is what gives us life. The land runs through us. Every bite we take of food, every drink we have of liquid is coming from the land. The land is giving so much. How do you express your love to the land? How do you show your gratitude? How can you give back? We find ourselves situated today on the lands of the Michasagik of the Credit, who have been here since time immemorial. This land has also been significant to other Indigenous peoples, such as the Haudenosaunee, the Métis, and many more. Since time immemorial, these folks have been so tied to the land, understanding that the land is kin, a loving relationship for relatives. How can we take this and lead our lives with love for the land? Thank you.
Thanks, Jason. When I saw the Rainbow Chorus in January, Jason did the territorial acknowledgement at that point as well. And it was by far the most beautiful territorial acknowledgement I've ever heard. And so it wasn't clear until 5-10 minutes ago that Jason, we just put it all together, because I had it in my notes that if Jason's here, I'd like him to do it. So thanks for being impromptu, and it was just a very grounding way to begin, I thought, to give gratitude to the land and acknowledge that. So next we're going to introduce the chorus, and I'm not sure if that's you or me. I have words that I can read, but
You could use words.
okay.
I'm afraid to use them today.
Okay. Or maybe there's someone else who would impromptu like to just do the introduction.
Seriously?
No pressure.
I can't stand up and say,
Please.
welcome.
This is Sarah Brown.
Thank you, Alice.
As you will see in a moment, I'm not as impromptu, but we are the Rainbow Chorus of Waterloo Wellington. We have been singing together for over 30 years, and we are an inclusive group of individuals who really embrace diversity in gender and in sexuality in terms of what we sing and how we sing together. So I hope you'll enjoy the music that we bring to you today. It's a very special connection that we have with all of you.
At the start of each service, we light our chalice to create our sacred space, and this practice connects us with Unitarian Universalist congregations all across the globe. And Shannon is going to come up and do it for us.
When we light our chalice, we've got some words to say that are up on the screen. In this flame, we witness the power of transformation. Awed again by the wonder of life, we are grateful to be vital to this living universe and inspiring community. Next is a beautiful noise.
First song we're going to sing is called A Beautiful Noise. And I had to miss 2 rehearsals in a row, so it may be a beautiful noise. But this song you may have heard before. It's about the power of the individual voice in concert with other voices, having the ability to effect change in the world. So that's what we're singing about. Now, front row probably better sit. And then just windows. What are you doing in the back row?
I wanted to make sure they do that.
Together it's a choir of thunder and rain.
Sean is going to get the children because our story for all ages is what's next. And as Unitarian Universalists, our congregations are guided by 8 principles. One of these is the right of conscience and the use of the democratic process within our congregations and in society at large. It is voting day tomorrow, after all, right? Our story today speaks to the power of individuals coming together and joining their voices in order to make positive change in the world. So we have someone from the choir going to read the story today, and there will be slides so you can see the pictures and the children. It's all lining up. Story for all ages.
I think we have one more person coming in. Good morning.
Do you want a chair or are you gonna stand?
Oh, I'm okay standing, thank you. My name is Mel, and I'll be reading Sometimes People March by Tessa Allen.
Slides are up there as well now, so you don't need to show it.
Oh, perfect, okay.
Show it to the choir.
Sometimes People March by Tessa Allen. For my family, who have always encouraged me to be feisty and curious. Sometimes ants march. Sometimes bands march. Sometimes people march. Marching is something people do together when they want to resist injustice or when they notice the need for change. People march for many reasons. People march for things they care about and people they love. People march for the health of their bodies and their communities and the world. People march for the freedom to love and live and learn. Sometimes people carry signs to share their stories of resistance. There's just so many beautiful signs to admire, and give that a moment. People resist in many ways. Sometimes people resist with their voices. They might resist with words, or with songs, or art. People resist with meetings. They resist by standing up, or sitting down, or taking a knee. It isn't always easy. Feet get tired, arms get tired, hearts and hopes get tired. Sometimes problems seem too big or complex. But we do not march alone. Ants are stronger together. Bands are louder together. People are more powerful together. Sometimes from feelings of fear or anger or injustice comes a hope for change. Sometimes great change starts small with a brave question. Maybe your question, a question that calls people together. And together, we find the courage to march.
And our tradition here is to stand and make an arch so the children can, we have to do that. Now in peace, go now in peace, may the love of all serve down to everywhere, everywhere you may go.
Amazing, Alice. That was amazing. In a few moments, we will be doing our weekly act of sharing joys and concerns. As you listen to the following piece by the Rainbow Chorus, Let Me Listen, please take a moment to think about whether you have a particular joy or sorrow you'd like to share with us today, and we will do that after the following piece.
So, Earl, it was supposed to be me having the coughing fit, not you. Our song that we're about to sing is about listening, actively listening to people's stories. We are often very anxious to tell people's stories for them. This is about listening and letting them tell their own story. There.
So briefly do our Sorry.
Our next song is one that we've been singing for some years now. And this morning we have extra wind in our sails with the Rainbow Chorus. The words are on the screen. And the first part provides the underlying bass drone. It's the low part. The second part is the mid-range, and the third part is high. You are invited to pick one part and stay with that one, or you can cycle through all of them. Keep in mind, it is meant as a meditation, so it can feel more meditative to just pick one part and stay with that, but you're totally free to choose. So we have Shauna on guitar, and you're on the keyboard?
Probably.
Probably, okay. And we'll start with the drone part, the low part, and build it from there, and just, you'll lead us, I guess, from there.
What key are we in?
C?
Yeah, that's
That work for you?
breathe in, breathe out.
Sarah Brown, will you come now? In January, like I said, I was at the concert, and Sarah gave such a lovely tribute, and she started out with a Wendell Berry piece, and she didn't know it, but Wendell Berry he's like our saint, our Unitarian, one of our saints, right? Along with Mary Oliver and a few others. So he started off on such a great foot with me with that quote, and then led into talking about Margie. And I was just so touched with that, and so I asked specifically if we could include what Sarah had to offer in January and do that again this morning as a tribute to Margie, and then the following song that leads into. So come.
This time I know what I'm saying. So yes, I will be talking about a friend of ours and of yours who died last June, Margie Johnson. And Margie was a Rainbow Chorus member for 25 years and an active and engaged member of this Unitarian congregation for many years. She was one of our connections to you and was often one of the main organizers of this service each spring. So it feels very special to be speaking about her this morning. But let's start with a poem. The Peace of Wild Things by Wendell Berry. When despair for the world grows in me, and I wake in the night at the least sound, in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water, and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things, who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting with their light. For a time, I rest in the grace of the world and am free. Oh, this poem speaks to me. It speaks to the ability of nature to refresh and restore our minds when we get anxious and fretful about the state of the world or what might happen tomorrow. Being in nature is certainly my biggest stress buster for sure. And our friend Margie, very connected to the natural world too. She loved to hike and to paddle and to ski. I mean, there's so much despair in the world right now, but it always makes me feel better to get out for a walk along the river. And I know Margie felt that way too. For her, as for me, there is something about getting out into the peace of wild things that lets our minds rest in the grace of the world and be free. The next piece we're going to share with you is simple and beautiful, and the text is again by Wendell Berry. When I rise up, may I rise up joyful like a bird, and when I fall, let me fall without regret, like a leaf. And again, it makes me think of Margie. I mean, what does it mean to fall without regret, like a leaf? Well, I think Margie showed us. Margie lived an incredible life in her 49 years. She was a connector of people and one of our most welcoming members. When she became ill, she took us all with her on the journey, telling us about her diagnosis with ALS, and as it quickly progressed, inviting people to be with her in different ways, whether it was to squeeze her feet at choir rehearsal, to join her at singing meditation, or to sing with her at one of the many gatherings in her home in her last months. She knew she was falling, and she fell with grace. Watching her die and loving her all along the way, she sure made me think about my life and how I live it. For this next piece, we will be singing in a round, weaving the words together so it rises in this gorgeous spiral. Let's raise our voices together and rise up joyful, like a bird. Let's sing out our message of hope and joy. From Margie.
I misread the correspondence and thought that you knew this one. So what we're gonna do is it's just a round. It's really, really short. And we're gonna sing it through first and then invite you to join with us, singing it again. And then we'll move into a round, 3 parts, and sing it if you're able. Give it a go. It's lovely. We're gonna sing Can You Feel the Love Tonight?
Feel free to join in. Easy here.
There's a calm surrender to the rush of day, when the heat of the rolling world can be turned away, an enchanted moment, and it sees me through. It's enough for this restless warrior just to be with you. And can you feel the love tonight? It is where we are. It is where we are. It's enough for this wide-eyed wanderer that we got this far. And can you feel the love tonight? Oh, it's laid to rest. Oh, it's laid to rest. To make kings and vagabonds believe the very best. It's a time for everyone, if they only learn that the twisting kaleidoscope moves us all in turn. There's a rhyme and reason to the wild outdoors, when the heart of this star-crossed voyager beats in time with yours. And can you feel the love tonight? It is where we are. It is where we are. It's enough for this wide-eyed wanderer that we got this far. And can you feel the love tonight? Oh, it's laid to rest. Oh, it's laid to rest. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds believe the very best. Can you feel the love tonight? Tonight. It is where we are. It is where we are. It's enough for this wide-eyed wanderer that we got this far. And can you feel the love tonight? Tonight. It's laid to rest. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds believe the very best. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds.
We'll be at the concert and
No, the other side. The others sound a lot better than we do.
Whatever.
Well, and honestly,
Small but mighty.
small but mighty. But it was, I just am having sort of a memory of Margie's blessing and what it felt like for me standing there with the chorus behind me. You were just like this wall of support and love, and it was just an amazing feeling to be on the stage with you in like 3 times your amount or 4 times. Anyway, it is it's worth putting on the calendar and going and seeing if you've never been. So
There's an afternoon concert and an evening concert as well.
afternoon and evening concerts.
So no excuses.
No.
The afternoon, don't get those tickets quickly, they always go first.
Oh, the afternoon
Yeah,
goes
afternoon
first.
goes
Okay. It's going to be at Harcourt.
United.
And they're going on sale soon. Okay. Closing words. Take courage, friends. The way is often hard. The path is never clear. And the stakes are very high. Take courage, for deep down, there is another truth. You are not alone. We will now extinguish the chalice, saying together the words that are up on the screen. We gathered to light this chalice. We carved the flame within us and inspired community.